Hi CES stars, this video is going to help you with designing and creating your homemade percussion instrument as part of this week's music lesson. There are many different kinds of percussion instruments and lots of different ways that you can group them together. For this activity, we're going to look at how you play the percussion instruments. There are 3 different ways to play percussion instruments. Instruments that you strike, like all different kinds of drums, rhythm sticks, triangle, woodblock, and cowbell. Instruments that you scrape, like the guiro, frog rasp, and sand blocks. And instruments that you shake, like the rain stick, maracas, egg shakers, or tambourine. Now we're going to look at 3 examples of homemade instruments that I created. The first one I have is a shaker instrument. And for this one, I used a cardboard tube that had posters in it, and it had these little white caps to go on the end to keep it closed. You could find lots of other materials to close the end of your instrument, maybe aluminum foil, maybe some saran wrap, maybe paper. Close off the end, use a rubber band or a tape. And a material to go inside it that I used for mine is paper clips. You could use lots of different materials on the inside of your shaker. The second example is a scraper instrument. I have this plastic container that was a Parmesan cheese container, and when I was getting ready to recycle it, I found that it has these nice ridges or bumps in the side of it, and I thought that would be a good scraper instrument. So I washed out my container, and if you're using anything in your house that had food in it, you definitely want to make sure you wash it before you start to make your instrument. And I took the label off and I washed it, and then I just used a wooden spoon from my kitchen to scrape on the side of my instrument. My last instrument is going to be a striking instrument, and I made this one out of 2 different size popcorn buckets. So I have a smaller bucket and a larger bucket. And those 2 together kind of made me a mini home drum set where I have some lower sounds on the bigger drum and higher sounds on the smaller drum. And I just used my hands to play, but you could find something in your house that maybe makes a mallet to play on your drums as well. Now, your task is to create your own homemade percussion instrument using materials or items found in your house. Make sure you ask a parent before using any materials. If it's something that was dirty, make sure you wash it. And be creative. You can also decorate your instrument, and there are some picture examples down below. When you're finished making your instrument, we would love to see what you made by sharing it on the Specials Flipgrid. You can also tell us what kind of instrument you created, a striker, a scraper, or a shaker. Have fun creating!